Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. I spent the last 2 days in hospital, which is not really relevant, but is why if I'm quieter, I'm quieter. As I was leaving for hospital yesterday, my Hobonichi order arrived, so I thought we could open it together. And then after that, I will catch you up in my file of facts. There's not too much to see really. It's been a quiet couple of weeks for me for reasons, but I'm trying to maintain routine. So I thought we would do it anyway. This year I did not even get the Hobonichi 2025 or 2026 box. It's literally just the yellow one, which is so tragic. The one that has just the yellow side. I guess I didn't order enough, or maybe I didn't order the right things, because I didn't get any books. I literally just got the bits I said I would get. I was actually very disciplined. So on release day, I actually woke up at like 3:30 a.m. UK time by accident, which would be like 11:30 a.m. Japan time. So half an hour after release started. Because I woke up at that time accidentally, I was like, okay, I'll place an order because I guess why not? It's like my body telling me. And I was kind of worried I would make some impulse purchases maybe, but I didn't. I was really good about it. You might remember in one of my previous videos I had shown you my pages where I was going over kind of like my options, and this was kind of what I settled on, was like the plaid cover, the stickers, the tabs, and the Junji Ito pencil boards. And in the end, that's really all I bought. I had whittled it down from like this giant list. And I had kind of worked it out. And I was really disciplined, so I am pretty proud of myself, which maybe is like the bare minimum. But on the top, I got this leaflet for the app, which is cool. I am actually kind of excited about the app, in case anyone was wondering. I think it looks, you know, like not super exciting, but I think it's an interesting concept. I'm not against it, especially as someone who can often be playing catch up in their books. I'm usually on top of my file of facts, especially now that it's pocket size. But in my Hobonichis, I'm always behind if I'm using them as like a daily book. At the moment, I'm not using it for that reason. But this is not, you know, I like it. I'm not against it. I think it's kind of cool. It would be really good for like backlogging and filling in those blank days. I often make notes in the notes app on my phone, so if I could do that in a Hobonichi app instead, I think that's kind of nice. I guess it will depend how much it costs long term, because I know it's free to download, but then there is a membership option if I remember correctly. And I also think the printing is good. The fact that you can size them for Hobonichis is a really neat feature. There's a couple of apps out there already that I think let you do it for free. But I don't know. I guess this doesn't surprise me. I think it makes sense for them. And it doesn't make sense for them to make an app that like fully competes with the books. So I think this is a good middle ground potentially. But we'll have to wait and see how it's received by everyone. I think it doesn't come out here until December, but it was out in Japan for September. So we shall see. That is going in my in my ring planner, obviously. And then this is my order. So I picked up only a couple of things, but for some of them I got multiple of each, just because I wanted to play it safe. I did get the Tamagotchi flake stickers, so we can look at those. I got multiple, I think I got 4 of these index tabs because I really like them. And they're the kind of small thing that if you end up wanting more of them, it's a really awkward order to try and place for just tabs. Like, that's ridiculous. You can't order from Japan for just index tabs. And I wanted to play it safe. I know that I like the colours. I like that they're colourful but muted. And I know that I'll use them, you know, regardless of what system I'm in. So I picked up 4 of those, I think. Yeah, 4 of those. And then I picked up 3 each of the pencil boards, which I said I might do. These are the only things that I use reliably from Hobonichi. So when I woke up with enough time to do it, I picked up a few of them. I think also because I might try and DIY some Junji Ito covers from them. especially the pink ones, I think could make a cute cover, and I want to be able to trim one down for my file effects without worrying too much. And if I only had like one of each, I'd be sweating. So I picked up a few because I like them. I didn't get the red one because I don't really like things that are bright red, but I did pick up the mint green A6 one, and I picked up the pink ones. We can open these and have a look. Let's see. I also spilled coffee all over my desk a few minutes ago, so that's the kind of morning I'm having. Or maybe just the kind of week I'm having. Shiny. I like the colour on the back. The lilac is really nice. I like this. Very cool. I love things that are a bit shiny. I tend to get some kind of iridescent polish on my nails normally. Basically anything that I can use as like a really discreet visual stim, I'm all for it. Let's have a look at the pink one. I feel like I haven't done a haul in a long time. I feel rusty. The pink one is iridescent in the same way. I like it. It's cool. I think it would have been nice to have some kind of Junji Ito product that wasn't iridescent though, because everything ended up being iridescent. It's just a lot going on. I understand the concept. It's a cool idea for her, like, you know, shifting nature and like her sort of ethereal beauty and stuff, but the pencil boards I can get behind. I just really wish the covers weren't so much. And the back of this one is like a lilac or a baby blue as well. The light in here is weird, so I can't quite tell. But I love it with the box of hair. Like, that is awful and I love it. So I'm a big fan. I really like this one. I'm gonna try and trim one down somehow to go in my pocket size. I'm not sure it's really gonna work. I don't know. I'll work something out. Maybe it's better to trim down the A6. Maybe. Maybe sideways. I just need a small ruler. So we shall see. So that's the pencil boards. And then I got the book band as well. I think these are new this year. They're just made by High Tide though. But I need a book band for reasons. Partly for my commonplace book, and partly for when I where is it? I had it the other day. Oh yeah, I've got it. Partly also because when I put rings in A6 Hobonichi covers, there's not really anything to hold it closed. And I don't always like that, especially when it's in my bag. So I was thinking, like, if I had a book band, then at least I can keep it shut. So that's part of the reason too. So I got the navy blue one because I think it matches most of what I have. It was the least offensive color. I would prefer gold or brass details like on the metals, but not the end of the world. It's just a book band. It seems fine. Seems good enough. I feel like I had something with a closure like this when I was a kid. Nice. I like it. I'm happy. I just got one. Probably could have got a couple, to be honest, but I was trying to be reasonable. So I have a book band. I appreciate this is not the most exciting haul. I didn't really get very much, but I did that kind of on purpose. I was trying not to overspend, not to impulse buy, not to get too wrapped up in the hype of it all, especially because there were so many cool collabs this year and so many cool items, but none of them felt like just right for me. There was always something a little bit off about them, and I didn't want to fall into the trap of buying them anyway. I might still place another order maybe at the end of the year because I didn't buy any books, but when I pick up a book for the year, which I think might be an A6 original at this point, but when I eventually pick up a book, I might pick up a couple more covers as well, just because I do think there were some really good options this year, especially in the neutral way. Like the letter cover that I mentioned previously, I do still really like that. I've seen some people having it arrive and it's like a muted black color, which like is so weird, but I don't hate it. And I like the style of it. It's kind of vintage feeling and kind of cool feeling, I guess. I like it with the tie around, so I'm not sure. I think a couple of the other covers I've seen arriving also look very different in person. The A6 Moomin cover is giving me pause. I've seen a couple of those and they look so much nicer. Or not nicer, because it's not that they weren't nice, but like I'm suddenly like, oh, the texture of that maybe is different than I expected and it looks quite nice in person. That's the difficult thing when you're judging everything by photos online. And then when people start buying them and you can see footage and stuff and more natural photos, it's a bit easier than the staged ones. So I don't know, I might get more, but my first haul is little, which I'm happy about. I got the sticky notes. I maybe wasn't going to originally, but then I was like, actually that is kind of invaluable, especially because I've been DIYing it for a long time. So this is what the new Hobonichi sticky notes look like. Made in collab with another brand, I think. The same as the tabs, it's from that collection. The little book is cute with the silver foiling, I appreciate that. And then it opens up and they're stickies, and then the grid matches the cousin and everything, so that's really cool. You get a decent amount. I just got one for now, see how I get on. It's the kind of thing where I'd be inclined to pick up 2 or 3, but then it's like, realistically, how quickly am I going to get through them? So I got one, knowing that I'll probably place a second order, and if I do really get on with them, I can always pick up another one. Which is kind of how I try to approach everything this year. So nice though. Shall I test? The light has gotten so blue in here, I'm so sorry. I was hoping to make like a useful reference video for people, but the light has gotten so strange I don't think it's going to be reliable for anything. I was going to show you how they compare to a Hobonichi book, but I don't think I have one to hand. Oh no, I do. I do. Okay, hang on. Let's find a... So the only thing obviously is they're not going to match your grid colours. But otherwise, let me see if I can get it lined up. It's kind of not quite straight, I don't think. Hang on. This is really hard to do when you're not like leaning over it with your nose pressed against the page. Because I'm trying to sit nicely at my desk for the video. I can't see what I'm doing very well. But if you can kind of see what I mean. So they are like a grayer colour than the page. They're not a total match colour-wise, which I thought they would be, to be honest. I was kind of hoping they would be. But I think they're still good for what they're good for. That is a bit of a bummer though. Like, it's a very different colour. It'd be interesting to see what the paper is like, because it feels different. It's definitely not the same as the paper inside either. It's thicker. Ideally, I guess you wouldn't want it to be very thick. If I got a pen. I do have a pen. Yeah, it feels nice to write on there. Like, it's not bad. Not terrible, but maybe not, you know, as nice as the Hobonichi paper feels. But they'll work in a pinch. I'm not against it. I'll let you know how I get on with them. Oh, I left a mark through the... okay. And then the last thing I picked up... Oh, and we'll look at these too. But the last thing I picked up was the plaid cover, because in the Hobonichi lineup kind of like reveal talk through video, I saw that it was a lot bluer toned in real life, and I was into that. And this is like the only first impressions thing I think I care about. And oh, it has a smell. It smells plasticky. It smells plasticky. It smells like glue. It's soft though. It's really soft. It's it feels almost like, you know, when you have brushed cotton pajamas, not like thick and soft in that way, but soft in that way. It's a really nice feeling. I'm a fan. Let's put a binder in it. Because this is what I like to do. Maybe it needs to go more this way. Hang on. I have this problem with my other binder as well. Yeah, that's better. I like it. It's nice. The only thing that annoys me is the faux leather on the edges. I think this is faux leather, which means that eventually, regardless of how well you look after it, it will crack and peel. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the nature of faux leather. I don't like that. I would rather have something that will last, like the polyester or whatever it is they use on the other books. Faux leather is a nightmare. It's not a solution to anything. So that's kind of annoying. I'm going to take the tags off of here. Inside, the beige is more neutral than it shows on the website. On the website, it shows as more of like a cream color. In real life, it's a lot less. It's definitely a lot more neutral, which I'm a fan of. It's definitely kind of like a neutral linen color. And the outside is soft and kind of blue and brown rather than like the warm tones you saw on the website. I'll take some photos for anyone who keeps up with me online, and you can see hopefully over time. There's the pocket on the back, which is nice. Wow, I love the feel of it. I wonder how it looks with my... Actually not bad, to be honest. It could be a lot worse. Okay, I'm into it. I'm happy that I got this one. I really like it. I think it's going to be nice for the autumn. I think it's going to be really nice for the autumn. Let me put my other book in it. So this one has a cover on it. And I normally only put 1/2 in. So yeah, that is quite nice. Feels like it would be a tight fit. But that's probably because I have the cover on cover, maybe. Nice. Wow, I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I picked it up. I think it's not the kind of thing I would normally go for, potentially. I would normally want something like darker, more neutral. But with the wider grid this year, I feel like it's less harsh on the eyes. I remember the brownie plaid was a much tighter plaid, and it kind of spun my eyes out. But this one is okay. It's nice, and I like how soft it feels. It's going to be nice to carry around. I said this last week, I think, but I really like the Hobonichi covers that are textured. So like the gentle stripes one is a soft texture. It feels different to this though. The shirts materials are so soft in a way that other ones aren't. This one I think is a cotton, or maybe it's wool. I think it's wool. But they're both soft, and I really like that. This is a great little collection. I should bear that in mind for the future. That I definitely really like the sort of materials covers. So that's that. I'm aware that I'm like waffling and not in a way that is very helpful. So please bear with me. I'm gonna leave this one here. I'm gonna put my Filofax back. We can quickly have a look at the stickers because I really want to see what's inside. They looked huge on the website, like big boxes, but obviously they're tiny, which makes sense. I'm okay with that. So the Tamagotchi collab really should have been my dream collab. I love Tamagotchi. I have Tamagotchis. Big fan. Big fan. But all of the covers were just so busy, and even the pencil boards had a lot going on, and the colors were so bright and not in a way that I enjoy. So I chickened out, or I guess I was disciplined, however you want to look at it, and I decided just to get the stickers because I love them. I love Tamagotchi, big fan. That is the cutest thing. Like, I really like that they were like, it's not enough to do a collab, we have to have our own little guy. I think that's fantastic, and so I am really excited about these. They're all stuck in the box. Let's try and have a look. Oh, one of them is like proper wedged in down the bottom. Oh, okay, there's the first box. Let's see. Let me try and hopefully they're in frame. So we have one for discipline. We have the little old man. I can never remember all the character names, so I'm not doing that. I'm not going to make a fool of myself by guessing. I know who they are when I see them, I just can never quite remember which way around their names go. Sometimes I know half of it, or I get it back to front, or, you know, something like that. We do have Kuchipachi, I know him. Everyone knows Kuchipachi. Tamagotchi, big fan. That's so funny. I love this one, the little one in bed. That's cute. So that's what we get in the first box. And then in the second box, oh my god, these ones are so cute. I'm kind of glad they only come in a pack of 3 and you have to get all of them, because I would have been like really dithering otherwise. I wouldn't have known which one to choose. Oh my god, the angel got you. Love that. Oh, there's a poo. I didn't see it. Of course there's a poo. All of the Tamagotchi stuff was covered in poo. when they were laughing about it in the live stream, and they were like, we put a massive poo on the cover, and I was like, I agree, that's funny, but also why? We have the little plant. We have this one, some letters, the teeny tiny smiley guy. Ay. We have the scientist. Is he a scientist? We have the spaceship, which I'm a fan of. We have this Tamagotchi shaped one, which I love. And this one, big fan. We have this one. We have another planet. I like that one better without the green background. Oh, I like this one though, with the earth background. That's cool. And Tamagotchi is in there. This one, big fan. These ones are great. They feel kind of vintage. They remind me of the Tamagotchi stickers you could get in the, like the 90s and the early 2000s. I didn't get them. I wasn't allowed, but I remember them. The Tamagotchi. And then last but not least, I love the boxes, by the way. There's a lot of details happening on the boxes. There's Tamagotchis tucked in on every single flap, which I think is fantastic. This is one of my favorites, the little dog. And these ones are more my style too, because they're all white backgrounds, I think. So, to begin with, the little guy sleeping, and oh, they're iridescent. Of course they are, with the glitter. Oh, I'm a big fan of that. I'm a really big fan. So little guy sleeping, the bunch of little guys. This one, I'm not sure what he's holding. Oh, I love these. These are all so funny. These are my favorites. I love these very, very much. And they're all shiny. That angry little guy. I love an angry little guy. In my Hobonichi unboxing, I did not expect to spend the most amount of time showing like Tamagotchi stickers, but I'm not unhappy about it. This is my favorite Tamagotchi sticker, I've decided. Oh, the little page corner. That's cute. Oh no, Coochie Patchy. Honestly, me this whole week. And I love the angry little old man. Oh, I'm in my happy place right now, you guys. This week has been so awful, but these little stickers, they really made it worth it. I love them. Okay, that's the Tamagotchi stickers. I hope that's helpful to someone if you were wondering whether or not to get them, if you were wondering whether or not you would use them, because that was my concern. I think there's a good enough amount here of like plain ones. This whole plain box, I would use all of them. And then the holographic ones, okay, are a bit much, but if you're a holographic person, they're fantastic. I would still use those. I might gift some of them too, like there's a good amount. And I like the vintage ones. It's a very good selection, so fair play to them. I think you have a really good mix going on here between the different styles. The plain ones with the glitter, which are like phenomenal. The vintage ones are very nostalgic, and then the holographic ones are a lot, but they're nice. They're not too bad really, like, and they're small enough that it's, you know, on a big page, it's gonna be fine. I am very, very happy about these Tamagotchi stickers, I won't lie to you. They really made my week, and I've had a terrible time. So that is very cool. That is my Hobonichi haul. If you have any questions about anything specific, please let me know in the comments, and I will get back to you. I'll answer comments this week. I don't always, it's a lot to keep on top of, but I will make the effort for Hobonichi questions. Any questions about the foggy plaid, I will answer. Any questions about the sticky notes? I don't have a lot of pens to be able to test. I don't really use a lot of pens. I literally just have like a friction pen. But if you have questions about that, I'm happy to try and answer those. The index tabs, obviously I didn't open, but I think most of us know how index tabs work. They seem beautiful. A lot of people online have already set them up. And I'm really glad about these. I'm very excited that they match the colours. And the pencil boards, if you have any questions, let me know. I think this could be cut down to make a DIY Junji Ito cover, if you know what I mean. You could slide that inside the cover on cover, and I think it would work. Like, that's not even bad on top of the foggy plaid, to be honest. Like, it's, you know, not terrible. Like, it's, you could really do something. So that is my little, I guess, like vaguely humble Hobonichi haul. It probably could have been less, but I'm happy with what I picked up, and I didn't overspend. I only spent, I think, just over £100, including shipping. I think including shipping and VAT and everything, I spent £116, which is okay because I had budgeted 100, I think, kind of not including shipping. So I think that means I'm within budget. Either way, these stickers made it worth it. Catching up in my Filofax then. I'm just going to throw these all around the place. You can expect to see these in the backdrop of every video from now on. Going forward, they are the show. They will be the focus. Let's try and spread them out. Oh my god, I love them. Wow, they make me happy. Fantastic. Okay, so in my Filofax then, this was my original plan. I showed you these. I think we talked about this stuff when I was in London smelling perfume. And then I have my calendar for September. I think this is last week. Yes. I finally started reading The Nightshade God, by the way. I finished my vampire books, and now I'm reading The Nightshade God finally, and I'm stressed, you guys. A couple of you, I think, commented under the last video that you're also reading it or have read it and were waiting to see what I thought. I'm like 200 pages in and I'm so stressed. These books are immense though, they're fantastic. They're by Hannah Witten, The Foxglove King, The Hemlock Queen, and then The Nightshade God to end the trilogy, and that's where I'm on. And then, so last week I have my Alistair log, and then I have my little Hobonichi order queue screenshot with the bear. I really love Not So Scary Bear. I really want him to be more. I want Not So Scary Bear like patches. Imagine if you could have like a horrible little bear patch for your cover, or just a cover in general, or a cover on cover, or stickers. Like I need him to be more. He's perfect. Like I hope that this adding him to the queue is kind of like soft launching him. I know he's been around a long time, but maybe they're soft launching him to a bigger audience, and then so hopefully we might see more of him. I have some pictures I took of Andermos in pocket size because I've been adapting it for a multitude of reasons. My patrons have been very supportive, which is fantastic, and I'm very grateful. It's getting there, it's almost done, and then we can start working on autumn pages. I can show you at the end and we can talk about it, depending how long you want this video to be. But that's what the photos are of. I test print at the end of every week so I can see how they're looking, and it's good so far. I saw the new Conjuring film on Sunday last week. It was good. It was fun. I mean, I love the Conjuring films. I know they're ridiculous and Ed and Lorraine were horrible people in real life, but I love my emotional support fictional Ed and Lorraine Warren. So I saw the final Conjuring film because I think it's meant to be the final one. I don't know if it really will be, but I was glad to be able to catch that in the cinema, and I think on opening day by accident too, so that was great. I went with my friend who I've been watching horror with kind of all summer, so that was also great. And I added another popcorn sticker to the back of there. On Sunday also I went to the journal meetup. There was only a couple of us there this time, but sometimes a smaller group is nicer. We had some really good conversations. And Elle and I at the end took a picture with our tabby shoes, which was great. Just big fan. I wear them everywhere now. I'm insufferable. I wore them in the hospital too. But that was really nice. It was a really lovely day. And yeah, I'm glad. And then this is yesterday. I got discharged. So I was in the hospital Tuesday, Wednesday. On Tuesday, I went to a GP appointment for a weird headache I've been having. And she did not like it. She was not impressed. We did some neurological tests and stuff, and my heart rate was too high, and she referred me straight to like the same day emergency unit at the hospital. So I ended up there, and then they did a bunch of tests. I ended up having a CT scan. Turns out there's too much pressure in my skull, and then I had to come back yesterday morning, so Wednesday morning, and I had to have my vision checked, and there's swelling behind one of my eyes. And then I was meant to have a lumbar puncture. They kept telling me the next steps were a lumbar puncture. It was a weird thing where like they told me that all day Tuesday and then all day Wednesday. And then like 3 hours later in the waiting room, the doctor came and he was like, yeah, you're not having a lumbar puncture. We don't do that here. And I was like, that's really weird then. Why has everyone been telling me? And then I basically got an urgent referral to neurology, which like, I don't really want it. And then, I don't know, now I just have to wait. They discharged me very unceremoniously, actually, because they made it sound very serious. And the pain is, I don't know how to talk about it. Like, it's a very weird headache that I've been trying to ignore for 6 months. and it's getting worse, and it's like, it's horrible. I keep describing it to people as like a wet feeling in the back of my head, and it's a whole thing. I thought I had a cerebral spinal fluid leak. I possibly still do. Apparently that can cause the pressure, so we'll see. But I don't know how long the referral will take, and they didn't give me any treatment or advice in the meantime because they said that it could interfere with whatever neurology she used to do, which feels insane to me, because how can I have too much pressure in my skull but I'm allowed to just go home? Like, that doesn't sound like it makes sense. It sounds like it should be very serious. But I don't know, they discharged me. So I have my hospital band and some stickers. I have part of a photocopy of some notes from the doctor. And then that's really all I have going on. Like, as I said, it's been a weird couple of weeks. I've just been working, and then when I'm not working, I'm lying on the floor because my head hurts. And when I'm not lying on the floor because my head hurts, I'm sleeping. So my life is literally just like this weird cycle of strangeness at the moment, punctuated by Andermos, which is still the best distraction. So all of that weirdness aside, let's talk about this instead, because it's the only thing I have right now. And now I have my Tamagotchi stickers, actually, so that's fantastic. But Andermos, so I'm shrinking it down to pocket size, partly so that I can still carry it with me, and partly because I need it to feel more sustainable to myself long term. This is a project that I want to be able to work on for as long as I want to be able to work on it, and in personal size, the pages were just that bit too big, I think. I know that sounds ridiculous because everything is so small, but I wanted it to be easier to make a page, to fill a page, especially because I'm not very well. So I've been shrinking it down, and that's let me introduce these black pages, which I really, really love. I'm a big fan. I'm losing my voice, sorry. I'm a big fan of these darker pages, and I've kind of interspersed them throughout, which is really fun. So we can have a quick flip through. The map now has its own page. It's kind of double the amount of pages that it was previously, which is great, because then hopefully when it's done, it's going to be like a tiny pocket-sized tome that you can carry around with you. Shrinking it down to this size also solved the international shipping problems, because the manufacturer that I use for zines offers a print-on-demand service. So I'll be able to upload the book to that service, and then you guys can order direct from them and have it shipped anywhere, which is so good. It really takes a lot of the stress off for me, because I don't have to worry about finding a distributor or anything, which I was trying to do, but it was proving difficult. And then with everything that I have going on, it just, like, you know. So that solves everything and means it will be accessible to everyone, which is such a relief, and I'm very glad I'll be able to share it with so many people. Well, for anyone who wants to read it anyway. I really like how these pages turned out in the end. I revisited this a bit and I added some more items. And this poster with the pylon and the bedroom and Miles's house opposite. These are new pages. I like these. The high street I revisited slightly and I fixed it up a bit. We have the vending machine and the trail signs. The salt marsh. There's new pages here of the salt marsh, and then kind of like climbing up those steps into the meadow, which I think is nice. I'm hoping, because it's more stretched out, I think it's more in the style of point and click or choose your own adventure. Like, I feel like you can feel the walk better, if you know what I mean. There's more of a sense of the distance traveled across town. At least I hope so. And then we have the pylon, and then we have another of those black pages, which is cool, the sky, and then the phone, and we have our first conversation with Miles, and I like how this turned out too. And then waking up, and then Miles's like exposition chapters, which turned into so many pages, but I'm really happy with how it all turned out. Like, I'm really pleased. This one is new, just to try and balance out the text to the images. And then we have these ones. The soup pages. The vending machine. And then the beach. I've been working really hard. It's taken me ages to convert them, but it's letting me revisit ones that I maybe thought needed a bit of adjustment. Like these ones I definitely wasn't happy with originally, but they were like good enough that I was like, move on. Like, just leave it. But doing it again this time around, I was able to fix those final bits that were pestering me, and now I think they feel so much better. Like moving the rock pool further up onto the beach, and being able to fix this side because that was really bothering me. So I'm really pleased with how these turned out in the end. And then I have a couple more pages actually. I have finished the beach and the cave, which I actually haven't printed out, it turns out. But I finished the cave, so St. Dymphna's Cave. And then I have done the page where the shopkeeper is peeling the orange as well. So the Dymphna pages, the cave, the shrine, whatever you want to call it, are now like 4 pages. And then I'm on the shopkeeper peeling the orange, which is the start of chapter 5. So I only have to finish that final chapter from volume 1, and then the summer pages that I've been working on that are on Patreon, and then we'll be on autumn for the first time, and I can draw something new, which will be so exciting, and I'm really glad. Honestly, shout out to me back in the spring for inventing a coping mechanism so severe that it consumes like all my time and thoughts and like waking moments, because the rest of it is a bit of a horror show at the moment. There's a lot going on, so I'm glad to have this, and I'll be so glad to share it when it's finished. That is everything I think I have to catch up on this week. I think it might be a kind of a long video, apologies for that, unless you're into it, in which case enjoy. I love these Tamagotchi stickers. I just keep looking at them. They're going to be a real source of joy, I think. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you picked up in the end. Did you manage to get everything you wanted? Did you suffer from the Junji Ito sellout? Let me know. I'm curious. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.